Hello everyone, my name is Alok Barik. I am from Department of Physics, Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Science. Today we are going to discuss a very important concept of quantum mechanics, that is particle trapped in a 1D box. Sometimes it is also called as particle in an infinite squirrel potential. Now what it is and how we can solve this problem using Schrodinger wave equation, that is the goal of today's talk. Now, what is the problem is all about? Suppose let us consider today we will discuss only about 1D box. Next class we will discuss, we will increase our one more step difficulty level to 2D box, and next we will discuss about 3D box. That is the goal of these things. Now, it is one of the super important topic as far as quantum mechanics is concerned. Okay, so you need to be very specific about these things. Now, the problem is that let us consider a one-dimensional box, x-axis, and here suppose this is origin is there 0, a particle is there here. For example, let us consider an electron is there at some distance L. It will find a very infinite potential, something like this. Potential is infinite. At x equal to 0, again the potential is very infinite. That means what? The particle cannot come out of this infinite potential. Particle is trapped inside this potential. And in this case, inside this x equal to 0 to L, the potential is 0. The particle can move here and there. No force is there acting on it because the potential is 0. Now the particle cannot comes out of this well, that side or this side. That's why here you can write this problem as like this: potential V of x is 0 in between x greater than 0 less than L, and it is infinite. You can write otherwise. Otherwise means at this side potential is infinite, at that side at x is greater than equal to 0 potential is infinite, at x is less than equal to 0 potential is infinite. You can otherwise means x less than equal to 0 and x greater than equal to L, it is infinite. So particle is trapped inside this box. So our goal is to solve this problem using Schrodinger wave equation. Now we'll divide this problem into three different regions. Suppose this is region 1, this is region 2, and this is region 3. Now at region 1, or in region 1, since the particle cannot move out of this box, so at region 1 psi of x is equal to 0. Since the particle cannot come out of this box, so here the particle is not there, so the wave function is 0. Now similarly at region 3, psi of x is equal to 0. Now here also psi of x is also equal to 0. So at region 1 and region 3, since the particle is trapped inside this box, the probability or the wave function of the particle is 0 because particle is not present here. The particle is present here only. Now we are going to solve the Schrodinger equation for this region. That is our region of interest. That is region number 3, region number 2. Now what is our Schrodinger wave equation? That is minus h cross square by 2m d square psi x by dx square plus v of psi x is equal to E of psi x. Now for reason 2, if you see carefully, the potential is 0. Inside this box, the potential is 0. Since the potential is 0, we can this terms goes to 0. Now what we got? D square psi of x by dx square is equal to minus 2me by h cross square psi of x. Or if you simplify it more, then d square psi x by dx square plus 2me by h cross square psi x is equal to 0. Now if you see carefully, this is a second order differential equation. This is a second order differential equation. In this case, we have not taken any partial derivative because psi is a function of x only, not time. That's why we have taken ordinary differential equation. Now we are going to solve this expression. Now this is a constant. 2me by h cross square is a constant. Now why it is constant, that we need to know. Now in this case, if you see carefully, we know that our general expression E is equal to total energy of the system is equal to kinetic energy plus the potential energy. Kinetic energy plus the potential energy. And in terms of momentum, if we express the kinetic energy, that is P square by 2m plus the potential energy term, suppose V. Now at region 2, if you see carefully, at region 2, this potential terms will be 0 because it is free. The particle is free to move here and there. No potential is acting on the region number 2. So we can write it down. E is equal to P square. P is here the momentum of the particle. M is the mass of the particle. Again, we consider this is a non-relativistic case. Non-relativistic case means what? The velocity of the particle is much smaller than the velocity of light. Now in this case, if you see, this is P square by 2m, or that is equal to 2me is equal to P square. Now we know that momentum of the particle is equal to P square is equal to h cross squared by k square, where k square is the wave constant or wave number. And remember here, h cross is equal to h by 2 pi. What is h? H is the Planck's constant. H is the Planck's constant. Now if I apply these things, so what will got? 2me is equal to square. So that is equal to 2me divided by equal to k square. Now what is the value of k here? If you see this thing, root over of 2me divided by h cross. Now that is the value of k. 2me h cross, or that we can write is k. K is the wave number. K is the wave number or wave constant of that wave, matter wave. So in this case, we can write in place of this, we can write these things as d square psi. I am writing psi only because it is a function of x only. Dx square plus k square psi is equal to 0. This is a second order differential equation, and already you know what is the solution of this kind of second order differential equation. better to write x here. It is a function of x. If you solve these things, then what we'll get? What is the solution of this second order differential equation? Psi of x is equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx. A sin kx plus b cos kx. Now this is the solution of this second order differential equation. This is the solution of this second order differential equation. Our solution is in this form. Now how to solve these things? How to solve this psi of x, and what is the information that we extract from this psi of x? To solve these things, we just apply the boundary condition. We need to apply the boundary condition. And what is that boundary condition? One boundary condition is that psi of x is equal to 0. Psi of x, the wave function, goes to 0 when x is equal to 0. That is the first boundary condition we need to apply, because the particle can't stay. At s equal to 0, the potential is very infinite. At x equal to L, the potential is again infinite. So that's why psi is equal to 0 at x equal to 0. Now just apply this boundary condition to this expression. So what we'll get? 0 is equal to a sin k of 0 plus b cos k of 0. So this thing sin 0 is again 0. So that means what? B cos k x, b cos kx is equal to 0. Something like that we'll get. So that means what? B is equal to, here we'll get, ultimately what we'll get? Cos 0 is what? Here. Just a minute. Let me remove this part. If we solve these things, B is equal to 0. Now we will get, what is the value? B is equal to 0, applying the first boundary condition, that is at x equal to 0, since the potential is infinite, so wave function collapse. It is 0. The particle can't stay at x equal to 0. Similarly, at x equal to L, the particle can't stay, because again in that case also the potential is infinite. Now, so first applying this first boundary condition, that is x equal to 0, psi of x is 0, we get the value of b. Here a and b are the arbitrary constant. We need to find out what is the value of a and b. That is our goal. Understood? Now, by applying the first boundary condition, we got that b is equal to 0. Since b is equal to 0, that means what it is remains psi of x is equal to a sin k of x. Since b equal to 0 means this term will automatically goes down. Clear? Now, to solve these things, we need to apply the second boundary condition. Apply the second boundary condition. And what is the second boundary condition? Again at x equal to L, the psi of x will be 0. That is psi of x will equal to 0. Psi of x is equal to 0 at x equal to L. That is our second boundary condition. That means what? Now apply this condition here in this expression. If we apply this condition at this expression, that means what? 0 is equal to a sine k of L. A sine k of L. Now, what are the possible value of KL such that we will get this term will 0? What are the possible value of KL such that we will get these things will be valid, this expression will be valid. So, sine of n pi, if we say sine n pi is equal to 0. If n value is 1, 2, 3, something like that, then we will get sine n pi is 0. But remember, here we can't take n is equal to 0. Here we can't take n equal to 0, because if we put n equal to 0, then psi x automatically 0. But we know that in that region number 2 the particle is there. In region number 2 the particle is there, the psi x cannot be equal to 0. It is there somewhere in between that region, x equal to 0 to x equal to L. Now if I apply these things, that means what? From these two expressions we will got that KL is equal to n pi. KL is equal to n pi. N must not be equal to 0. It will start from 1, 2, 3, something like that. It is an integer value because sine n pi is equal to 0. Now in this case, if you see KL is equal to n pi, then what is the value of K? K is equal to n pi by L. K equal to n pi by L, where n varies from 1, 2, 3. It will take only positive integer value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. N cannot be equal to 0, because if you put n equal to 0, then psi of x will also equal to 0, which is not true, which is not possible. That's why we discard that n equal to 0 part here, because the particle is there somewhere in the region 2 between x equal to 0 to x equal to L. So psi of x cannot be 0. That's why we discard these things. We cannot consider n value is equal to 0. So n will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything. Okay. Now if you solve these things, if you substitute the value of K in the energy expression, if you substitute the value of K in the energy expression, then what we will get? If you substitute the value of, since we know that already somewhere I have written K square is equal to 2m E by cross square, something like that. 2m E by h cross square equal to K square. I have written already in the previously, just couple of minutes back we have discussed those things. Now substitute the value of K, because this value, this is the possibility left what we got. Now if you substitute these things, then n square y square by L square is equal to 2m E by h cross square. Now what is the energy of that system? What is the energy of this system? E is equal to n square y square h cross square by 2m L square. 2m L square. This is a very important equation. This is a very important equation. Okay. Now what is L? L is the length of that box. L is the length of that box. What is M? Mass of the particle that is trapped inside that box. And h cross is what? You need to remember these things. H cross is equal to h by 2 pi. In many of the book, in case of h cross, it is expressed in terms of h by 2 pi, so no need to worry. Okay. Here I am writing n here, En. And what is n? N value can be 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So what is K? I require this expression. K is equal to n pi by L. K is equal to n pi by L. So far we have discussed Up to now, we have discussed here what is the energy of the particle if it is trapped inside a 1D box. If it is trapped inside a 1D box, and that energy of that particle is n square pi square h cross square by 2 ml square. Remember, n value start from 1. It is not start from 0. Okay. Now, in this case, if you see what is my first energy, E1. So, substitute the value of n equal to 1. So, what we will get? That is pi square h cross square by 2ml square. Pi square h cross square by 2ml square. Now, this is the ground state energy of the particle. This is the ground state energy of the particle. And according to the ground state energy of the particle, this is not 0. Particle is having some energy. And what is that energy? This is the value. In case of classical mechanics, suppose the particle in at rest, for example, then its energy will be, kinetic energy or total energy will be 0 in that case. But in this case, the particle which is trapped inside box must be moving here and there in 1D box. That's why the ground state energy is not 0. Understood? Now, what is my first excited state? E equal to 2, E2. So, n, put the value of n equal to 1. Here, n value is 1. Here, n value will be 2. My first excited state value will be 4 pi square h cross square by 2ml square. My first excited state value will be 4 pi square n cross square by 2ml square. Or we can write these things as 4 E1 also. Because what is the value of E1? E1 value is this much. Same as this. What is my energy of the second excited state? Energy of the second excited state will be E3, that is equal to 3 square, that is 9 pi square h cross square by 2ml square. That is the energy level of the energy of the particle is the second excited state. When it is the second excited state, that is the energy. Or we can write this one as 9 E1. In this case, n value will 3. Similarly, for E4, energy of the third excited state, these things will be equal to 16 pi square h cross square by 2ml square, that is equal to 16 E1. Here in this case, n value is 4. Now if I ask, what is the difference between ground state and first excited state? Let me remove these things. What is the difference between ground state and first excited state? Difference between E2 minus E1. E2 minus E1. E2 minus E1, how much we are getting? That is 3 E1. Similarly, E3 minus E2. What is E3 minus E2? 9 E1 minus 4 E1. 9 E1 minus 4 E1, that is equal to 5 E1. What is my E4 minus E3? That is equal to 16 E1 minus 9 E1, that is 7 E1. Clear? Actually, in this case, what we got? The energy of the particle is quantized because n cannot take any value. That is called quantization of energy of the particle trapped inside the box. This is called quantization of energy. The energy can only take the discrete value. These are the discrete value. Energy can only take the discrete value. It cannot take any other value, any randomly any value. The energy cannot be 1.5 E1 because n value is either 1, 2, 3, something like that. It will go on, any integer value it will take. Now, if we plot these things in a graphical manner, for example, if we plot these things in a graphical manner, and along y-axis, suppose there is energy En, and here we have different energy level, for example, En. Okay. So what is my n value? First n value is n equal to 1. When n equal to 1, what is my energy value? E1 is equal to pi square h cross square by 2m L square. When n equal to 2, what is my next value? E2 is equal to how much? 4 pi square h cross square by 2m L square. And what is this difference? Here to here, this difference is how much? 3E1. That difference is 3E1. But here to here, next energy level. Suppose here n equal to 3. What is this? Energy of the second excited state. It is equal to 9 pi square h cross square by 2m L square. And what is this difference? This energy difference is 5 E1. Now the spacing between the energy level is increasing because this is 3 E1, now it is 5 E1. The spacing between the energy level increase. Similarly, you can do for these things, n equal to 4. And for n equal to 4, what is that energy level? Energy difference? 7 E1. And this is equal to E4 is equal to 16 pi square h cross square by 2m L square. Similarly, you can do like this. Clear? Now, after solving this Schrodinger equation for 1D potential well, what we got? The energy of the particle that is trapped in that one-dimensional box is quantized. And this is the quantized value. This is the quantized value. We are only getting, after solving the Schrodinger equation, the energy of the particle, whatever we are getting, are discrete. N cannot take any other value, any value randomly. But in classical mechanics, it can take any value. But as far as the quantum mechanics is concerned, energy of the particle is quantized. And that is that expression. You need to remember this expression. Okay. Next, we are going to find out what is the wave function. What is the wave function? Now, in this case, if you see carefully in this case, psi of x is equal to a sin kx. Psi of x is equal to a sin kx, because in that solution, general solution, whatever we get, a sin kx plus b cos kx. But applying that boundary condition, that arbitrary constant b goes to 0. That's why we end up with this expression. Now we need to find what is the value of a. We need to find what is the value of a. We need to find what is the value of a, because already we know what is the value of k. K is somewhere, it is equal to n pi by l. K is equal to n pi by l. Or you can write these things one. Substitute the value of k here. N pi x by l. N pi x by l. Here n can be any integer value, something like this. So our next job is to find out what is the value of A. What is the value of A? How can we find out? We can find out by applying the normalization rule, by applying the condition of normalization. How can we find this value? By applying the condition of normalization. Now, what is that condition of normalization? What is the condition of normalization? Because, so let us put these things, draw one more time. This is x-axis, this is x equal to 0. At this point, x is equal to L, the particle is there here. Here the potential is infinite. Again here the potential is infinite. Here psi of x is 0 because in this region the particle cannot go outside. So at this region the psi of x is 0 because we can't find the particle. At this region also psi of x is 0. But at this region psi of x not equal to 0. And what is that value? This is here. That value is here. So we are going to find out what is A value. And to find out the value of A, that arbitrary constant, we use the relation of normalization. We use the formula of normalization. And that is what? What is normalization in this case? Particle can present from here to here. So my lower limit will be 0, my upper limit will be L. Because particle, I know that the particle is there in between these two regions. So my lower limit is x equal to 0 to x equal to L, then psi of x, then psi star of, take the complex conjugate of that psi, and that is must be equal to dx, that is must be equal to 1. That means what? The particle is there somewhere in between 0 to L. That's why this value is 1. The particle is trapped inside this region, that's why it is equal to 1. Now what is my psi value here? Psi value is this much. So what is this complex conjugate of psi? Since it do not have any imaginary quantity, psi star x is also equal to A sine n pi x by L. Since there is no any complex term associated with this wave function, that's why its complex conjugate is also the same as that. Understood? Now just substitute these things. 0 to L A square sine square n pi x by L dx, that is equal to 0. That is equal to 1. Now if we further solve these things, take this constant outside. A square 0 to L sine square n pi x by L dx, that is equal to 1. That is equal to 1. That is equal to 1. Now we know that we use another expression, sine of sine square theta. We know that sine square theta is equal to 1 minus 2 cos theta, 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. We are going to use this expression. Sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Now in this case, in place of theta, what is there? This term is there. What is there? This term is there. So now substitute here. So ultimately we are end up with A square 0 to L. 2 is there, I am taking 2 outside. Now here we will get 1 minus cos 2 n pi x by L into dx, that is equal to 1. If we further solve these things, then A square divided by 2, 0 to L. This is dx minus cos 2n pi x by L dx. Now if we, this is equal to 1. So whatever we will get, if we substitute the value of x equal to 0, x equal to, sorry, this is 2 n pi. Now if we substitute the x equal to 0 here or x equal to here, so this total term will be collapse equal to 0. So what we will get? A square divided by 2. If we substitute here, what we will get? L minus 0, that is equal to n. So what is my a value? It is equal to root over of 2 by L. What is my a value? That is root over of 2 by L. What is L here? L is the width of that box. L equal to width of that box. Now if you substitute these things here in this expression, what is my wave function value? We will get. My wave function will be psi of x, that is equal to root 2 L sine n pi x by L. Sine n pi x by L. That is the important expression we'll get. Again in this case, we are writing n because n can take the integer value from 1 to any positive integer value, 1 to anything. Okay. What is my energy value? We'll get energy En is equal to n square pi square h cross square by 2 ml square. This is the wave function value. This is the wave function. If I ask you what is the probability value, we'll get. What is the value of, what is the probability density? Probability density, how can you find out? Probability density P is equal to psi star. Probability density, this is probability density, that is psi star. So in this case, probability density will be psi. What is psi? Already you know this thing, 2 by L, and if you write these things, 2 by L sine square n pi x by L. 2 by L sine square n pi x by L. Sine square n pi x by L. So keep these things in box. This is my wave function. This is my energy which is quantized. This is my probability density. This is my probability density. So this is all about today's class. So today we will learn how to solve the Schrodinger equation based on 1D when the particle is trapped in a 1D box. When the particle is trapped in a 1D box, and in this case we consider the potential in that region between 0 to L, x equal to 0 to x equal to L is 0, so that the particle is free to move. It is a free particle, but it is bound inside that region between x equal to 0 to x equal to L. And what we got? We got the energy using this expression. And here one of the interesting thing what we observe is that the energy of the particle is quantized. Energy of the particle is quantized, or we will get the discrete energy value. We will get the discrete energy value only. We will get the discrete energy value. But as the energy of the particle increases from ground state to first excited to second, third, in that case the spacing between the difference between the two energies are also increasing. Clear? And what is the wave function we will get? This is the wave function. In this case, remember L is the length of the box. In most of the question, they may change these things. Here we have considered these things. The particle can be, suppose in most of the question they will get some numerical problem. Here they consider x equal to, suppose, minus L by 2 to x equal to plus L by 2 also. The particle is there here. Here V is infinite, and here also in this region V tends to infinite. Particle is trapped inside this. Length is L, but x value start from minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. Somewhere it is also written from x equal to 0 to, they change that value, x equal to a, for example. So it will change automatically. But important conclusion from this, what we got is that the energy of the particle is quantized. This is the wave function value. How we got the value of a, that is root 2 by L, by applying the condition of normalization. And what is the probability density we got? This is the expression of probability density. So in the next class, we will increase the complexity level a little bit. We will discuss about what will happen to the energy level and the wave function when the particle is trapped inside a 2D potential box, 2-dimensional potential well. In next class, we will discuss what will happen when the particle is trapped inside a 3D box. Then we will discuss about tunneling and all those aspects. So thank you.